After watching Stephen Fulton versus Naoya Inoue, I have to give my hats off to Naoya Inoue. He scored an incredible knockout in round 8. I was very surprised with how Stephen Fulton came out to start this fight. I thought Stephen Fulton could have fought a lot better. He came out and he had trouble finding that range from the opening bell. I thought Naoya Inoue won those first 3 rounds pretty easily. In round 4, Stephen Fulton started to come out with more energy. He started to establish the jab and establish the range more. But for some reason, Stephen Fulton would not let his hands go. And against Naoya Inoue, you have to let your hands go. So when Stephen Fulton didn't let his hands go, Naoya Inoue was able to control the fight, control the distance. And even though Stephen Fulton was blocking a lot of Naoya Inoue's shots and actually showing good defense, he still wasn't being active enough on the offensive end to give Naoya Inoue problems or threats. So Naoya Inoue was still able to focus on his game plan. And again, Stephen Fulton never really established any game plan. His game plan, he was kind of on the defense from the opening bell. I did think that Stephen Fulton won round 5 and he won round 6. But I only had him winning two rounds in that fight. Naoya Inoue, you got to give him a lot of credit. I didn't know if his power would over to the 122-pound division. I thought Stephen Fulton was going to fight a more gritty fight, throw a lot more punches. I was super surprised to see Stephen Fulton not throw a lot of punches. That's not what I'm used to seeing from Stephen Fulton. But we have to stop playing with Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue is really a top dog fighter. He definitely deserves to be on that pound-for-pound list. I retract what I say about Naoya Inoue. I needed to see him prove to me against a legitimate fighter like Stephen Fulton, because I thought Naoya Inoue, previous to these fights, hadn't fought anyone of Stephen Fulton's magnitude. And clearly, Naoya Inoue stepped up to the challenge, and he scored a tremendous knockout. It was a knockout that was beautiful. It'll be remembered for a long time, and he's a 4-division champion now, and you got to give Naoya Inoue his credit. He is a tremendous boxer. Definitely has a Hall of Fame resume now, and you can't take anything away from him. As for Stephen Fulton, you still have to give Stephen Fulton the enormous amounts of credit to go all the way to Japan to fight this guy in a different time zone, to fight this guy with the speculations, knowing that there was going to be double stacking allowed and everything that he had to go through. You just have to tip your hat off to Stephen Fulton for going out and making that fight when he didn't have to. So Stephen Fulton is still a true champion to me. I don't think that he goes out with a bad look just because he got stopped by Naoya Inoue. I think it just speaks volumes on Naoya Inoue and that he's a tremendous fighter, and that we have to start giving him his credit that he deserves. And Naoya Inoue will be back. I really wonder what's going to be next for him now that he won at 122 and just beat the best fighter at 122. Will Naoya Inoue move up to 126? Because there's some real challengers at 126. Or will he remain at 122 and dominate 122 for a while? Either way it goes, Naoya Inoue proved to be a top dog in the whole sport of boxing. And I want to retract my statement. But for all my viewers out there, I want y'all to understand that Stephen Fulton is still a tremendous fighter.